Thank you so much for your time. Travis Brown from Horror Movies Uncut. And I'm here to talk to you guys about Watch the Skies, which I think is going to be probably one of the most talked about films this quarter of the year for a few reasons. One of them has to do with this amazing pacing of this story of this young woman out there looking for something that we're all looking for. And the thing that really sticks out, of course, is this interjection of what's going on with Scott and everybody over at Flawless AI and what they've done with the film. So first and foremost, thanks to all you guys for showing up today. We're going to be talking about Watch the Skies, and I'm very excited to dig into the film. I have a question for Scott, first and foremost. First off, the first thing that I want to ask, because clearly, you know, with it being AI, there's going to be controversy. There's going to be
Isn't there? Yeah.
So Watch the Sky marks the first AI dubbed sci-fi feature of its kind. And the thing that I want to know is, what's the biggest creative and ethical challenges that your team faced ensuring that the AI didn't strip away the human emotion from the original performances of the film?
Yeah, no, that's totally right. I think like we you know, Flawless, where we came from filmmakers. We are filmmakers. I'm a director myself, and we developed the technology from the artist's point of view. And I think the thing that's misunderstood about AI is that really AI isn't an artist, right? It's not creating anything new. It can kind of synthesize, it can do things, but the artistry and the creatives using tools to kind of carry that forward is very different, and that's what we focused on. So we work very closely with the guys on making sure our job really on Flawless was to keep the authenticity of the film, so it was as the filmmakers intended. And that meant working with the actors to record new dialogue and using these new pipelines and this groundbreaking technology. But I think it's, you know, really it deserves to be in cinemas, right? Because it's an incredible movie. I think it's a great example of there's a lot of movies out around the world that just no one gets. They don't get the audience or the opportunity of audience as much as they should. And I think it's really exciting that, like, you know, this movie and the partnership with AMC, which is the world's largest cinema chain, putting it out and allowing an English-speaking audience to see and experience the movie as it was meant to be experienced. And so that was really what we kind of rallied behind. And then the ethical issues, it's really, again, it's about empowering artists, because if you empower the artists and you protect the artist's rights in particular, then you actually, you know, you help build an industry, and it's better for everyone. And that's been the lane we went down.
Yeah, we need these movies to be seen. We don't need people to talk about films like Watch the Skies and then have an audience of people that are like, you know what, I want to see it, but it's got subtitles. You know, I think we are kind of at a point where we could get past that. Victor, the next question for you. So Watch the Skies balances nostalgia elements, emotional weight, familiar abandonment and obsession issues. How did you go about maintaining that tone, but keep the pace of this film so energetic? Because this movie moves, and that's one of the main things that I really enjoy about the film is how the pacing is so great. But how were you able to touch upon all these things while still keep this great pacing up in the film?
Well, thank you very much. I think it's a hard question. I mean, but I think it's to follow the story, follow the actors. I mean, we have a brilliant cast, and we would love to work with them. They were great, and we let them to have quite a bit of freedom to explore the characters and be free on set to ad lib and just have fun. I mean, we are old friends. We have been making movies since we were like 8. We have this film collective called Crazy Pictures. We are 2 of 5 people, and we love making movies, and we love making movies together. So I mean, to have fun on set, having fun making movies, and bring that energy, I hope will transfer to the screen. And I think that's what you experience, the fun of making this movie.
100%, 100%. All right, Albin, I'm on you next. So
I'm here.
All right, the question I got for you, and this kind of ties in, Scott, you can piggyback on this if you would like to. This would be great if you did. Considering how seamless this dubbing transition is in Watch the Skies, do you guys see this as a tech game changer for the international genre cinema as a whole? And especially for what countries with small budgets and stuff do you think that this could help benefit?
Yeah, I actually think it's that's the way. This is the future, and this is the next step for the dubbing. For us as filmmakers, to see our film being dubbed is not, that's not something you want to be done, because it's always kind of awful, and it's no lip sync, and there's often no vision in it. This time we have been very close together with the whole dubbing process. We brought in the original cast again,
which was so great. It was so great.
Yeah, and they kept their Swedish accents,
Yes.
and that was also something that kind of make it more authentic and more Swedish. We in Sweden, we kind of hate when people have kind of a Swedish dialect, and so in Sweden this movie would never work.
Our movie we make, I'm sure you just hate all of our movies are terrible with your accents.
Yeah, but I really think that this is a way for smaller countries that's like Sweden and similar countries, that we can still make a Swedish movie and keep the Swedishness of it, and keep kind of the references and the dialects, and still reach out for a much wider audience if we don't need the subtitles everywhere.
Sure.
So that will make that we don't need a remake of this movie. We just made a much better dubbing version.
It's instead. The movie. Yeah, it's not a remake. This is Watch the Sky. This is the movie, UFO Sweden, right in front of us. So
yeah.
Scott, if you had anything to piggyback on that.
Yeah, I guess I think that I think especially on the cultural aspects of I think that the way that movies have worked prior to now is we've been kind of blocked off from experiencing other stories from other countries and other cultures, really, because the language is such a barrier that a lot of people probably don't realize how much of a barrier it is. I think that, you know, this reading subtitles versus watching and getting pulled and absorbed into a movie, they're two very different experiences, and we kind of saw firsthand the movie with subtitles and experienced that movie, and then saw it through this process where you get to really watch it like the Swedish audience were able to enjoy it. And it's a very different thing. So I think it really allows kind of audiences to kind of step in the shoes of different cultures and different stories, and really
those IMDb ratings better go up now too, damn it, because it's a good film.
It's an amazing film. Yeah, it is. But the amazing film is like it. But and as filmmakers, right, you make a film in a certain way, and you're really limited to make it in your own home language, and because that's how you kind of measure what you're doing in a sense. But I think like I experienced this on one of my own films when I saw how much damage was done with a film when I went through the painful process of traditional dubbing, right, where it was, you know, changing all the dialogue, all the performances, all these things were happening, and it was really hurting the movie. And I think that you know, we needed a fix for that, and that's been the obsession, Flawless, to fix that and allow these things to go out wide and be enjoyed as they should be enjoyed. So
for sure. Victor, wrap this up for us. What's one thing you hope people take away after seeing this amazing new version, new reimagining of your senses for Watch the Skies?
Yeah, I mean, the movie is about finding family, basically. Denise looks up and trying find her father is missing, and she finds family in another way.
Weirdos.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Awesome.
Family isn't always blood. Family can be something else. Yeah.
100%. Fellas, thank you so much for your time. Best of luck. I got everybody that I know trying to go see this movie, so best of luck with it in the theaters, and we look forward to everything going on with Watch the Skies. Appreciate your time, okay?
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Travis Brown, how you guys doing? From Horror Movies Uncut. I'm here talking with Inez and Jesper from Watch the Skies. Is that how you say it? Is your name? Did I say that totally wrong?
Perfect.
Okay. It's important to me to make sure I'm saying your guys' names right, because I know they get butchered by us Americans all the time. So it's important also because we're talking about a film that actually us Americans can watch and understand. Because of this crazy transformation with the AI dubbing that is going on. But look, I've already talked to Scott, and I talked to Albin, and I talked to I want to talk to you guys about the film now. Okay. I want to talk about Watch the Skies, because this was a very, very fast-paced, heart-pulsing, racing against the time type thriller that I really, really enjoyed. And I think the fact that you guys were able to be in your own native tongue, even though it was this dubbing. It actually gave a lot of charm to the film. So I'm really curious to your guys' thoughts. Inez, I'll start with you. Denise, she's both vulnerable, highly capable. She's a mix of everything that really holds the film together. So I'm curious, how did you prepare for such an emotionally charged role while still keeping the pace of the film's demands in mind throughout the course of it?
We had a lot of or some rehearsals before we started with film. I was also the entire summer before we started the shooting. I was yes, I was going on like motorcycle classes, trying to get a motorcycle card
license.
The motorcycle car license.
Motorcycle.
Yes, I didn't make it, but I did. I didn't manage with the theory, but I did that a lot, and then we met a lot in Norrköping where we were recording, and then I think for me, I'm very lucky that I had such a good, colleagues and such good crew, because I needed a lot of support, or I needed to have someone to talk to and someone to get like tips from. Do you say tips?
Yeah.
Advices.
Advice.
Get advice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sure.
And with Victor, who was directing the movie, I think I was sometimes a nightmare, because I was like, how do I say this? I don't understand. If I do this, how do I feel? Why do I do this? Why do I feel like this? Can you please explain?
Yeah.
So I was really, really, really asking a lot of questions.
Okay.
And then I think also for me, the character Denise is a lot like me sometimes. I can also be very emotional, and I think like a lot. Even though we are in totally different situations and we are very different people, the reactions that she has comes from me and how I react.
Yes.
And especially maybe in that age.
Yes.
How I mean, it's not. I don't think that any of the emotions are forced, even though they are played and acted. It comes from me. So
yeah, they're real.
Yeah.
Real emotions.
Yeah.
Jesper, next question for you. Speaking about Leonard, and I'm sorry if I'm kind of pausing. We're going through a storm right now, so we've been dealing with power outages and crazy stuff. So I'm sorry if I pause or something for a while. But
it's okay.
Your character, he adds a mix of heart and mystery to the group's dynamic. How did you approach portraying a character like Leonard, who's a lot more grounded, but has his kind of own moments of chaos and things like that as well?
Yeah, we worked a lot on that, because Leonard isn't my safe zone as a character. He's a. So we talked a lot about him, and I talked with Rasmus, who is the scenographer and costume designer and mask designer, in which direction we should go, and we ended up with Leonard as he looks. And when you get these parts on and you meet your corporate actor, it's the whole thing, came together.
Right.
And Leonard is also, he's a stiff kind of man, that he has decided that to believe is one thing, but to know is something completely different, and that's a standard that he's holding on to. But you know, Inez, Denise, I mean, she has a key to the little boy inside. It's curious little boy inside Leonard, and she's opening that door up, and she get him started. So I had to go through a development there, and I think it's that's how we worked with it.
To finish up with another question for you, what was one of the most rewarding parts of playing his character and dealing with the nuances of like the heavy undertones that were going on, and then dealing with the erraticness of Denise's character at moments in the film? Like, what was something that was rewarding about playing this role?
Rewarding? What do you mean, rewarding?
Like, what was something that made you feel good about yourself? That like people get to see Leonard because of this. Like, this is what I'm proud of this character about.
Yeah, but I think it is that transformation from this stiff old you know, he's an opponent. Do you say that? To Denise, and when she is, you know, he is taking her under his arms after a while, and we have a scene in the somewhere in the middle of the movie where they actually connect with each other in a way, and she's, you know, this spontaneous girl. Hugging him, very lively, hugging him, and he's like, you know, he's suddenly he just, you know, embrace the moment that there's some
So that transformation is what you're excited for.
I think so.
Okay. Well, Inez, with you, going back to Denise's character, dealing with the UFO club that's in there and the band of misfits that we find in the club, there is a lot of push and pull that we see in the movie between you and this group and this dynamic of the group. What were some of the things that you did and you remember doing to kind of get yourselves ready to show this portrayal of the back and forth, that give and go between you and the group? Because, you know, they don't trust you. So, like, how did you prepare as an actress to make sure Denise's character could deal with those type of things in the film?
I think that, as I said, we had some rehearsals before. Most of them, I think, were with the association. The rehearsal. So we had gone through the scenes before. And then I think that it was a lot of discussing and cooperating between all of us. And
collaborating, like you guys were all collaborating on everything.
And I also think, like, I don't know really. I feel like we, after a while, it was 4 years ago we did this film, so I don't remember all of it.
Did it feel like family? Like when you guys started working, did it just feel natural, like family?
Yeah, I feel like everyone was so into their own characters, or everyone had like really embodied their characters, so that when we were doing these scenes, we got very fast into it. It was not a lot of. I think the most of the thing that took up the time for me, at least, was just when I was like, what do I mean here? You know, when I got really insecure about some parts. But I think that we got this dynamic that it was easy to just glide into it and just be like mean. Sometimes my character is very mean, and it wasn't very hard because we all know it was a joke, or like
you were in the role.
So it was, I
That
think
totally
it
makes
was.
sense.
I think we had a lot of fun with it
Mhm,
mostly,
yeah.
and that's how it worked and felt natural.
Awesome. That's really what I was getting to, because you could tell in the film that it seemed like you guys had like what we would call natural chemistry, because it looked like you were having fun when you were making the film. So
We really were.
I want to thank both of you. I wish I could ask you more questions, but our time has come to an end. But I'd like to thank you both so much, and I wish you both the best of luck with the film. I'm excited that people get to see this over here in America in theaters, and they don't have to worry about reading subtitles, but they get to still hear your voices and see your faces in the movie, because that's what matters. So.
Yes, thank you.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you both so much for your time, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, have a great day.
Thank you.
Yeah,
You
same.
too.
Bye.
Okay, see you, Kenneth.